You level up,
Yeah.
so it should be 6. So whatever your HP now is, plus 6. If your
That
con
is
modifier is
correct.
1.
Okay.
Thanks. Hit points at current levels.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to take it off and push to talk to do this. Is there any obscene noises in my background right now?
No, you're fine.
Nope.
Can't hear any.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
So,
sound good
quick
to me.
question: Are you in game or are you gonna be through Discord?
Well, I'm in game, but it looks like I can get in, but when I click my skills and things like that, it doesn't patch through like it would in a normal game just because I'm on my phone.
Just because what?
Oh,
I'm
damn
on
it,
my
people are
phone.
rolling
Like,
all over the place.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
10.
okay, like I'm sure that posted, right? But I still haven't figured out how to like make my attack post or anything.
Your attacks are posting.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Oh,
Roach's
shit.
longbow, Roach's longbow.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. So it looks like I might be able to do this on my phone.
Hey, what's wrong?
Can you not see it?
Well, I can, but that's the
I'll be
thing
right
is I
back,
have
guys.
Oh.
to swap back and forth between tabs.
Yeah. No worries. It'll just take you a little extra time.
It looks like fucking hell. I mean, it's working, right? Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hell yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
Jesus, you're still getting decent rolls though. Fuck.
All right. I need to what do I need to do? Oh, I need to roll for my fucking hit points. I was
Or
waiting to
pick
do
the
that.
average. Pick one first. Pick first.
Oh,
or
I
you
always
pick the
roll.
average or
I
you
always roll. I always roll.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
with your
what am I
All
rolling?
right, all right, man. Whatever you say.
No, I take whatever I get. It's just how I roll. It's what I do. All right. How many do I roll though?
You just roll once. You only
Okay.
leveled up once.
Roll one die and it's a D. Hang on, I can figure this out. Give me a second. I'm more struggling with the tabs. That's all.
Yeah, you only roll once per level.
Shit, what's my hit die?
It's got to be 8 or 10.
Yeah,
You're
don't.
a ranger.
Yeah.
Anybody have that? Ames, do you still have that up?
Probably 8.
Yeah, give me a sec.
What's
That's
a ranger's
rogue.
hit die?
It's D10.
Range.
D10. All right, just one D10 and then I add my con modifier, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I can do this. Con modifier is.
Oh, that's Xanathars I've got. Oops.
Switch back. Give me a +1. And then roll. All right, you guys saw it here. I got 5 hit points.
You.
Good for you.
Isn't that just the
No,
average?
Basically, you took the average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Man. I don't know.
All right, there we go. I'm fully leveled then.
Sweet.
And it looks like I'm going to be able to play. There's a lot of tab work involved, but I'm definitely going to be able to play on my mobile device. That's pretty cool. Galaxy S9 Plus. Hell yes for the win. Look.
Man, I'm not sure what to do with these stats. I don't know where to put this 8.
Your least needed stat. Probably strength.
Nope, that's where the 6 is.
Mm. Then, Constitution or dexterity?
No, I can't. Constitution needs to be my second highest stat.
Dexterity?
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm late, but it looks like I'm just in time.
Right.
Recap.
Okay,
Fucking
well,
you wouldn't know anyway.
we killed a big jelly monster. And we started running around looking for Gil and Gundren and Sildar. When we rounded the corner up top, we found Gil coming out of that rapid water room. And then we got the bright idea.
He was all beat up though. Remember, he was fucked up, mate.
Yeah, he was fucked up, but we brought him back to this room that we're currently in, and then all of us had a bright idea to run over to the rapid water room, and Allie had the bright idea to start swimming in there, trying to get all the way across before the thing came out.
Well, crap.
Hmm?
I said Allie, not Emily.
No, I heard Emily.
No, he
I heard
definitely said
Ellie.
that.
No,
No, I
he
heard
said
Allie.
Allie.
Okay. My bad. I heard it must have glitched out.
Emily's MIA apparently right now, so
Yeah.
we don't know
Yes,
where she
she
is.
did.
yes, she is.
But right now, let's see. Allie wanted to try to swim across. Almost got beat the first time. Zeth went in after the second time. We almost both got beat, and then actually we did get beat up by the water. And Rogar's dumbass decided to jump in like a tard
Look, man.
to help us get beat up because that was also helpful. Then
But
we
you
had
missed
to
the most
get beat
important
up
part.
even more, almost
While
trying to get
Drogon
his
was
ass
getting beat up by
out.
the waves, his poor little ass couldn't get above the water. So Alaria goes down and personally gives him a breath from her own lips.
God.
Play of the game right there.
She kissed him?
Yeah, you remember that?
How do you
I
get
remember
stung
that.
somehow?
I wasn't here.
Well, I did say technically that she gave him a breath, but kiss, breath, it's still lip contact.
I heard
Got
kiss.
him to stop struggling.
Sorry, I didn't
Okay.
mean to interrupt you there, Zeth.
But yeah, so that whole crap went down, and then finally we decided to come back to this room and bed down for the long rest because we were all beat
Okay.
to shit and trying to.
Because we couldn't find Gundren and Sildar.
Yeah,
And
we
I'm the
still
one that
don't know
has
where they are.
inspiration from the last game, Shilly, because you guys voted for me because I didn't jump in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
so we're gonna pick up right here, but I need about 15 seconds, and we'll
That's
get
fine.
started.
The long rest, so Gil can be completely healed and not beat up.
Right, I'm sitting right next to Gil. I was kind of concerned with the mate, and I was pretty worried. I'm sitting here at bedside, like, fuck, man, what's up with my mate?
Is that sitting at the door just watching the fucking bugbear that we got
Right.
apparently?
Right before we ended last time, and everyone had gotten water waved, if you remember, Brax was the one that suggested. He said, "Man, fuck all. Let's just go back and see what Gil remembers once he comes around, and we can sit there with him and make sure that he revives. That he's okay." So just saying, Gil, I was totally fronting for you.
They're not in the chat anymore.
Oh, yeah, they went to private.
Fuck all. I did all that fucking nut huggery for nothing.
God, you brown nose.
Hey, I'm just being honest. You've got to keep a friend a friend.
Six,
For
7,
real
8,
though, in character, Brax was pretty concerned with facts.
9.
Gil also missed my freaking awesome speech, man.
He did, right? He
Yeah,
missed. He
yeah, I
missed
remember
some of
that.
Oh, wow. Nope, that's not right.
Welcome back.
Gil, you missed my awesome speech a few games ago. It was nifty.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was inspiration worthy.
Yeah, it was.
It was a team has to come together speech, or else we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
And Brax was all like, "Yeah," with nut huggery and shit.
All right, guys.
So,
So,
Brax has had a couple of drinks already. You know him.
has everybody finished with their level up? Finished with
Absolutely.
their replenishing all their stuff from a long rest?
You know
Yeah,
it.
I'm pretty sure
We
finished
leveled
all
up
that.
last. Oh, well, Gil and Emily might not have.
Yeah.
I think Emily
I'm
has,
good.
but Gil might need to.
I've got my stuff ready.
Okay.
I just rolled my hit dice for the party to see. That was the last thing I needed to
Yeah, he rolled like a 12. It's crazy.
do. Hell yes, I did.
All right, so you guys are, finishing up your little deals that you're doing, whether you were actually asleep or whether you were mending your gear or
Watching
doing
the bugbear.
rituals or whatever. Yeah. And the bugbear's just kind of been sitting there, resting up himself. As a matter of fact, I should probably give him some
His
of his hit
HP.
points back. Yeah.
He doesn't have his weapons, but he's got
Okay.
HP now.
I'm sitting here. As I'm sitting next to Gil, I'm puffing off a hit off my pipe, and I'm picturing better days when Gil and Brax were shooting arrows into things and standing side by side launching them. Pretty much remembering when I stood on his shoulders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's just against the door, just kind of keeping his arms crossed, going good.
So are we seeing anything from Gil yet?
Actually, at the moment, Gil seems like he's kind of rustling around a little bit. Maybe not so much awake, but there's some movement. He's not. It doesn't seem like he's quite as limp as when he fell into the crevasse and you guys carried him back over here. Who has the highest passive perception?
I think
believe
Emily
that's
does.
Brax.
Emily's not
So,
with us right now.
I
think
think
that's
me,
Roach.
I'm at a 15.
I'm
No,
at a
Roach is
16.
16.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a
Um,
16 for sure.
Okay. Well, you both kind of hear some really breathy, almost like I wouldn't say a whisper, but a very quiet, breathy sound of some type of speech coming from Gil.
I'm gonna immediately lay a hand on his shoulder and be like, "Are you all right, mate? Are you coming around?"
I'd like slowly open my eyes, and first thing I see is the bugbear, and I just kind of squint at it slowly, or for a second, and then kind of keep blinking my eyes slowly at it. And
I'm gonna say, "Come on, mate, grab your senses. Are you with me?"
then I kind of turn from there to my right to where the light is, and I see Ilaria over by the light.
Shit, it'd be
And,
hard on his death standing there at the door.
And yeah, but you didn't see me though, is the thing. I mean, you didn't see that I was waking up, so
Yeah,
that's why I picked
it
away.
was Roach and Ilaria that had the perception to see him.
Well, Brax already
Yeah.
said something, so Seth would know too.
Yeah, no. All I
Unless
was
he's trying
saying
to
is I
whisper
laid
it.
my hand. I
Well,
laid my hand on his
It was
shoulder.
kind of a whisper. It was it was barely a noise. Was the point. That's why I needed to see who had the higher perception.
Well, I know, but when Brax said something to
Oh,
Gil,
well, yeah, you would have probably heard that.
And that's what, when I saw Gil blink in his eyes, that's when I was like, "Come on, mate, I need you with me. Do you have your bearings?"
Gil's still kind of out of it, and like blinking, and like starts to rub his eyes with one of his hands, like he's real confused.
Brax pulls out his flask and he opens it up and says, "Here you go, mate. Here's one for waking up."
I like I don't take it from him, but I just kind of don't really react.
Gil,
Not
wake up!
thirsty.
Roach takes his drink for him.
Seth just totally yelled that from across the room, like in a thunderous voice.
What do you yell?
Gil, wake up!
Oh,
Oh, I kind of open my eyes more and start looking around the room a little more. I see the bugbear and the flame skull. Is he there too?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's watching
Yeah.
the bugbear.
And then the fire, and then I see Zeth, but I see Ilaria, and I reach out my hand toward her and kind of gesture for her to come over.
Okay, she'll come over to you.
What going on? And I reach out my hand for you to basically to help me up to my feet.
She'll help you up to your feet.
Why are you?
No.
Kind of help steady you.
And as- And as,
Wow.
as Ilaria is helping Gil to his feet, Amelie finds her way back to the group and opens the door and sees all of you together, sees the
Wait.
bugbear.
She can open the door with him in the way?
Are
It
you
opens
stopping her?
outward, dummy. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Does it open inward?
Well, it
It's
does look
usually
like you're
open
about
inward.
5 feet away from the door, to be honest.
Are you not allowing Amelie passage into the room?
Well, if somebody's budging against the door behind me, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, I'll just come right on in, enemy.
Oh, okay. So the door begins to open, and you see Amelie. Are you going to allow her in the room?
Are you a doppelganger?
Slams the
God.
door.
Hell no, you idiot! Let me in.
How do we know?
Oh my god.
She's got a birthmark right there on her coonie.
I whisper. I say to Ilaria and Brax, "That's
Let me in.
Amelie. That's not a doppelganger. That's Amelie."
What if they're both
Fine,
doppelgangers,
fine. Settle,
guys?
move aside.
Black raises his eyes and smiles and says, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So she makes her way in, and she sees this bugbear in the room, and she sees Ilaria helping Gil to his feet.
Where are the wolves?
That's not Gil.
I'm a doppelganger.
What?
And as soon as you hear
God
that's
damn
not
it!
Gil, Ilaria feels the pinch of a dagger against her throat. And that's all she felt as she falls to the ground.
Oh shit!
Oh, is it killing her off?
She only felt it for a second.
As you
Kier
are all
is gonna
standing
be
there,
pissed.
What?
Kier is gonna be pissed. He's got to make a return sometime. Kier's gonna be pissed.
by the time Amelie finishes saying that's not Gil, you all turn back, and Ilaria is in the process of just falling limp to the ground with a large dagger sticking all the way through her neck.
Oh,
Jesus.
I didn't know you were gonna kill her. Oh my god.
I go ahead and pull it out as she slumps to the ground.
Zeth is already charging. Like, he is charging at Gil with everything he's got. Axes in hand.
Technically, the flame skull
So-
should attack as well.
Initiative.
Correct.
Yeah, Zeth is already charging with everything he's got.
Do you want me to roll initiative for the flame skull for this?
Sure.
Since
Ah.
he should technically attack.
I would give it to him this time. Yes, but technically he no longer
Next
has
turn,
a master.
probably not.
Yeah.
So
Wait, so we gotta kill the frickin' flame skull too now or something?
I don't know.
that'll be interesting.
We're not really sure how that's going to play out yet, are we?
Did he technically do damage?
Yeah, he killed her.
Oh, he fucking assassinated her, dude.
Well, I know, but like for my rebuke the violent, like
Oh, to where it reflects back on him?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so, sure.
Okay, I'll just output
Hey-
it so that you can see
Hey,
it.
Beth, we both rolled a 22, right? I would really like to go first.
I
I'm
want to
standing
go
right there.
first. Zeth is already in movement.
Yeah, I'm standing right next to the motherfucker.
So? That's a big lumber motherfucker. He's fast and strong. Okay.
I agree with you,
I'm
Zeth. I
shooting
do,
fast.
and I know you feel that I always pick on you, but if you both have the same role and he's literally standing right next to him, I think he should go first.
Ah.
Can also
Just
use
because
the
he's
dex as a
standing, I mean, he's
tiebreaker.
literally within hands reach of him.
Well, you know what? You haven't ordered it yet, so, and I don't even see your.
He rolled, but he wasn't
Initiative in
clicked
there.
on
I
his
rolled, but I
token.
didn't remember. I'm on my phone, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't click my token. But we both got a 22.
Plus, we have to see when it lines up in the initiative order.
Look, I'm not trying to steal your thunder. It's not like I'm gonna fucking kill him, mate. But I definitely want
I
to.
know you might. With your
God.
rolls.
No, I doubt it. I'm right next
Alright.
to him. There's not a chance that I'm stabbing him with a bow. Or fuck, you know what I mean.
All right, Roach. I will put you in the. I'll put
Thank
you
you
in
very
the.
I appreciate it. I know what
In
you're
the
saying.
initiative order. It's a 22.
Okay, and
So I would say that would we say that there are people who are surprised?
I would say everybody
Yes.
is surprised.
You can't surprise Zeth.
Except for
Zeth.
Emily.
Zeth and Emily aren't surprised, but everybody else
Correct.
is.
What, so if I'm
Everybody else
surprised,
is like in shock.
if I'm surprised, do I even get a reaction?
Probably not.
No, you don't until the end. No, not until you're past your point in the initiative order once.
Okay.
So she would.
Well,
probably
then I can't use my rebuke the violent.
DM, do you
Uh-huh.
remember if I had Hunter? This is an honest question. I don't remember. Does anyone remember if I had Hunter's Mark sitting on Rogar? I mean-
you did
I
not.
think
We took
so.
a long rest.
Yeah, you took
Okay,
a long
cool.
rest, so it's gone.
That's fine.
Remember, it
Cool.
only lasts like an hour, right?
Yeah,
Or something like
Yeah.
that.
it's gone. We took a
Yeah.
long rest. It's certainly gone. So
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I didn't really remember that we were going into a long rest last time. That's
Yeah.
good.
yeah, we did for Gil, or Doppelganger Gil.
Who are we missing in the? Oh, Gil.
Gil,
Yeah.
but Gil's the bad guy, so it's probably on you. to put
And the
13.
bugbear.
Bugbear's gonna do what? Hit him?
So
Yes,
I
we
rolled a 13 for initiative.
Okay. Did you want to do your flame skull?
She did.
Yeah,
It's
it's under
there?
me.
Okay.
It's
It's
an-
under
okay,
me. Yeah.
Gotcha. All
Not
right.
like she's gonna be doing anything.
She's laying on the floor dead.
I didn't think we were killing Ilaria, but I guess
So-
we are now.
What?
Hey,
why-
it naturally put Roach at the top of the list anyway.
If Rogar does leave the party, Rogar definitely needs to, go find Kier.
Well, if it's Roach's turn, is it Roach's turn?
It is.
It
I
is
believe.
Roach's
It
turn.
is.
Yeah, if you
Alright.
happen to be first, because somebody doctored the
Classically,
But
Roach
wait,
is gonna.
wait. Actually, technically, he's
It'd be
surprised.
Zeth. Yeah, it'd be Zeth first.
It'd be
Well-
Zeth.
Well, okay. Gil
No.
doing the attack started the combat, and so, like, I rolled a 13, but Roach couldn't go because he was surprised. Zeth couldn't. Zeth could have gone before Gil. Basically, is what it would have been.
Oh, so I could have reacted before Ilaria got stabbed in the face?
No, probably not though.
I would try to throw a hand axe at him.
You can go after Gil though.
Because, yeah, Zeth would totally try to do something before then.
Question: since I'm not surprised, does that mean I can go? Kidding.
Well, you and Zeth both can go.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
cool.
so I shall actually charge up there first. 1, 2, 3, yeah, bam.
That's
know
so
what?
funny. You just said you were gonna charge up there, and as soon as you said that, like immediately after you said that, my headphones said charging.
That's great.
That's great.
And we are gonna slam away at this motherfucker.
Okay.
All right.
And I get 3 attacks this time around. I am
Ooh.
definitely doing them.
Well, look at you go, mate.
Well, you hit him on the second one. Gil,
I'm
he
assuming-
don't get you on the third one, right?
Is he attacking doppelganger AC?
It's doppelganger. Is it actually Gil's stuff or something?
Well, that's a damn good question.
I've got the doppelganger stats if you want me to use those.
Sure.
Well, if the doppelganger technically makes his skin look like the armor, then no, it would just be the doppelganger stats, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So the second and third attacks both hit.
All right.
Okay. He does 23 damage.
Yeehaw.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay.
How hurt is he?
He's more than bloodied.
And Amelie, you are up next.
All right.
Ouch.
I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at him.
Is that a hit?
That.
16.
Oh, just a second.
That should be a hit. I believe that's 15.
I
hit
mean,
will-
AC wise it is, but I'm just making sure there's not something else that factors in.
For ranged attacks versus
Yeah,
melee or
it's a
something.
hit.
Okay.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Wait.
Mhm.
Oh, do druids get double multi-attack? I don't think they do, right?
No.
No.
No. No, they don't. No.
Quick, guys. He's a doppelganger.
All right, my inventory is currently in the Discord chat for when you get to that part.
For when you murder hobos want to loot her body.
Yeah, pretty
Did you-
much.
I will totally be doing that.
Hey, why
Well,
did
so
she
was
roll
that.
initiative? Get out of
Did you
there.
specifically have stuff
Out
you
of there.
wanted for your other one?
Don't worry about it. Just continue with the game for now.
Okay.
Okay. So, that would be considered the surprise round, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. Although, Gil, during your surprise round, were you going to try to use any movement?
And go where?
I think it's too late for that. I don't think I would have been able to.
Okay. All right. So, Roach, you're up.
All right. So does it look like I would be able to try to
crap.
stabilize Alaria?
It looks like
Accuracy.
Alaria just got murked in front of you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like beyond death rolls, or just
Beyond
know.
death rolls. This is
oh, okay,
unless
very well then.
unless you
okay.
can resurrect her, she literally has a fucking big ass dagger shoved all the way through her neck. Like there's
There's
yeah.
There's no saving
technically
her.
a spell. There's technically a scroll of revivify on her. But
Yeah,
you have
but
to
would they
find
know
it
that?
and get to her in time. Probably not. I don't know if I've ever given out in person what scrolls she has.
Nope.
To Devis, but that.
I don't
doesn't
think
do
in
any good.
character.
Yeah, not
No,
in character.
I don't think I have.
Right. Well, then the natural thing for Brax to do is join in the assault here and just try and figure out. I'm definitely within 5 feet of
You're
him. So
right next to him, so.
Gil looks at you and goes, "No, Scroochy. You
Scroochy? Really?
you wouldn't attack Bill, Scroochy."
Oh my
Roach is
god.
going to attempt to lift a short sword up and under his neck and give him a closer shave than he wanted.
All right.
So that's just like
And,
grilling. Did you just call him Scroochy?
That's definitely
Ow!
it.
And
Ow!
you for sure get 2 attacks.
If he
Right.
so
And
chooses.
then, this next one, I'm going to go ahead and use advantage on.
Oh, Jesus.
That D8 gets doubled.
Okay.
The,
I'm trying to roll my extra D8, but I'm fucking having trouble here.
No, I think you did it. You got a 6 on the second D8.
no, that was his first D8.
Oh.
It won't fucking clear the fucking thing. All
You
right,
want to
look,
know?
look.
You want to know
Right
something,
there,
man? It actually doesn't matter what you roll on it.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
I had
it
one
does.
hit point left.
All right.
Oh, yeah. So that
So there's
17 you rolled there, that kills me by 16.
I don't think that's actually
Oh, no,
supposed to be a 17.
It was technically only a 7. So, yeah. All right, then you guys see as he says, "No, Roachy." As soon as Roachy leaves his mouth, Roach jumps up and plants one in his chest and lifts one straight and under his chin that comes out the top of his head. And he kind of gives him a snarl and rides his body down to the bed.
Right on. Well, as that happens, you all see the doppelganger revert back to its original form.
Is that the damn drow that we've been missing?
Well, no, it's a doppelganger.
Doppelgangers.
Well,
not
Whether or
drow.
not that's the drow, we don't know.
I would like to search the doppelganger for any possessions.
Sure.
I'm gonna
go for it.
search the area for possessions.
Well,
No,
would you-
I'm
I'm
headed for
doing
Delaria
hilarious.
as soon as it is
I'm right next
as
to the area, so you got a while.
I'm like,
Well,
he already
technically, you
called
have to roll to see what you can find on Alaria. I just
What was
gave
that?
DM the list, basically.
Zeph was the one that called it first.
And I'm next to him.
Wait,
I
are,
win.
wait, are you guys
25.
seriously just looting Alaria?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that kind of snaps Rogar out of the shock that he's in. He's, what the fuck are you doing?
I definitely see that.
At saying that, Roach immediately stops and doesn't search the doppelganger, and he pulls his sword from Gil and turns around as if, fuck, who knows? Maybe there's another problem.
That's just
Like,
I have reason for it.
The
Rogar,
bugbear is sitting in the corner, and he is so fucking confused. He doesn't understand why y'all are attacking each other. And he looks terrified, like he might be next, and he's just kind of hovering in the corner.
Well, he can just sit in the corner because that is right there next to him, anyways.
Rogar basically runs across the room, kneels down next to Alaria, and is basically just doing everything he can to try to heal her. Obviously,
Okay.
without effect.
I have OOC reasons for doing this. So.
Rogar, she is gone.
She can't be
Plus,
gone!
just like, you know what?
She's gone, Rogar. You
She's
need
got
to accept the
stuff
loss.
useful to us
She was a good friend
and
and
somebody
a
that I
good.
plan on finding.
Drax jumps off the bed and stands at the feet of Valeria and looks at both Zeph and Emily and says, "Come on, you really should be respectful and at least give it a few. We'll have to prepare her for a grave. You don't have to loot a body right away. Think of
I'm
Rogar. Damn it all.
He's like,
Think beyond your."
I'm only taking the stuff off of her so
he's
she
like-
can
he's
be
like,
easier to carry.
he's
Mhm.
like
Sure.
cradling her in silence.
Sure.
It appears that right now Rogar is not very comfortable with it. And if
No,
he's not comfortable with it,
yeah.
I think maybe we should wait.
Rogar's cradling her in his arms. And
Well-
weeping
And then
openly.
kind of rolls his eyes and says, "There's no
Ro-
need
I
for a
guess-
scene."
Rogar's on his knees, cradling Alaria's
Yeah.
lifeless
guess-
body in his arms, and he looks up toward the skies and yells, "No!" as the camera pans away.
No!
Don't forget the rain. It has to be raining.
Oh yeah, it's raining. It's definitely raining.
It's raining indoors.
Been raining then.
So I guess I should explain how I know Gil wasn't Gil.
How do we even know you are who you are? Hmm?
Because would I have my wolves? And I
Well,
whistle.
you don't
I
have your
whistle
wolves
really.
apparently
I
right now.
whistle. I whistle, and here comes Declan and Alice. I'm only putting Declan on because it's easier.
Brax is having some emotions and is really feeling like the party is starting to drift apart, acting
Look.
more of strangers than of close companions.
Look, I know we've had our differences, and I walked off because I was frustrated, and I should have been here helping you guys, but I wasn't, and I'm sorry. And I tried to warn you guys as soon as possible. As soon as I saw the doppelganger throw Gil and Gundren, and Sildar throw their bodies over into the water, I knew I had to find you. I've been searching the mines for you guys since I saw that to warn you. I didn't know where the party was.
Wait, so they're dead?
Yeah, they're gone.
Wait, Gil's actually dead too?
Yeah. And as you kind of say that, she gets like a really painful look on her face because Gil was kind of like her brother.
Yeah, Rogar is just like staring at you with his mouth just open. And you see him like trying to say something, but nothing's coming out.
So you've seen Gil's corpse.
I've seen Gil, Gundren, and Sildar's.
Very well then.
Well, Zildar was to be expected. I mean,
Brax gets a very straight look on his face, feeling deeply and internally at fault for Ilaria's death.
Aww.
For if he would only have reacted just a few seconds sooner, he could have offered Gil a knife to the throat instead of a shot to wake up one.
I should have found you guys sooner.
Continues to stand at Rogar's side, guarding Ilaria's corpse.
He's
Hey, Gil.
he's looking down at Ilaria. Still not saying anything.
Hey, Gil.
There's no answer.
No. Oh, see, wait. Are you actually making a new character too, or?
I don't know.
I'm sorry I didn't find you guys sooner. I
Huh.
tried.
Zeth just goes quiet. I mean, he's got nothing really to say. I mean, he wasn't as close to everybody as everybody else was.
Right. Makes sense.
Brax said, hey,
Um,
Zeph, do us a favor. Search the doppelganger, would you?
Huh? Who are you saying that to? What?
I was saying it to Zeph.
Oh.
Not in like a commanding way, just like literally, Zeph, do us a favor. Search the doppelganger.
I
He has a
guess.
very grim tone in his voice.
Yeah, search the doppelganger.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. As you search the body, there's really not much of anything on him. He had the dagger, but of course it's been used. You did find a piece of parchment on him.
I'll pick it up and try to read it.
It's written in cursive, so you can't.
Oh, my guy has intelligence. Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is a different guy. I'm sorry.
Okay. You read it, and it just says target, and it has a crude drawing of Valeria on it, and has her name, and it has a symbol below it, kind of like as the
Like
the
who
signature. Yeah, like who it's from, kind of thing.
who hired him or whatnot.
Right.
Well.
And I mean, there's not. It's not like a letter. It's more like a bounty looking note. It doesn't really mention anything about. Um. It doesn't mention anything about like the actual bounty itself, how much they're gonna get paid or anything like that. It just has, like I said, a crude drawing of Valeria and her name.
The symbol and
Yeah,
target.
yeah.
Seems this was a hired job.
You would definitely think so.
They would just probably hand the parchment to whoever wants it next just to look at it. If they want to.
What is that, Kill?
That's the drawing.
What's that?
It's a chat.
Oh, I missed it.
That's the drawing of Valeria lying down.
Percent sign -8.
Wait, where? Oh, and you talking about in the chat?
Yeah, in Roll20. Huh?
Yeah, the Roll20 chat.
Okay.
The eights are boobs.
Like I said, he's already trying to hand it off to whoever wants to look at it next.
Okay, now quick question. I have an image loaded. Oh, but it didn't. It has it as a broken image. Son of a bitch. Okay, well I'll explain it to you. What you guys see. I don't know why it's showing as a broken image. I tried to do this beforehand. Basically, it's a shield with. It almost kind of looks like dragon wings on one on each side of the shield, and it has a large Z in the middle of the shield.
Can we history check it, see if we recognize the symbol?
Those of you that are from the area of Fandolin are who?
Anyone. My guy wonders.
I honestly don't know where I'm from originally. I don't think I ever figured that out.
All right, you know what? You guys go ahead and do your history check if you want. I'm going to tell you it's going to be a really high one.
Yeah. Rogar isn't
Because-
even looking at it. So
I just
Rogar
know my guy wanders a
gently sets down Ilaria and stands up, kind
I
of
got
looks down
20.
at her, looks down at her for a second, and then just turns around and walks out of the room.
Okay.
At this point, I'm gonna loot her.
Oh, good lord.
Seriously? Like in front of everybody, you're just going to loot her body?
I'm taking
No.
off this stuff,
No.
knowing
no.
that what she would
Zeth will
want
stop her.
for it to be put
Zeth
in
will
use.
stop her and then pick up Ilaria's body.
Well, Brax is already
I'm only
standing. at her
helping
feet.
it become easier to
Nope.
carry.
All right,
Zeth-
look. Hello, check it out. Brax is already standing at her feet with his bow drawn. That hasn't changed. Brax looks at Emily and says, if you really want to pull something off of the body, then maybe you should have a look around and see if you could find something that helped. But other than that, I really think her possessions should stay on her for now.
Zeth agrees. Zeth will leave the possessions on her. He's just going to pick up her body so he can carry it out.
Well, she was our healer. I mean, maybe she could have something that would help her on her. In other words, sift through her belongings. Don't take them, but just look in them and see if there's anything that will help.
Help what? We can't bring her back to life.
Yeah, she's dead. She's not.
Well,
coming
right,
back
I
to life.
understand that, but that also the DM said that depended on how, the spell that you might have had available. We don't know what she's got. She was our healer. What would she have done if one of us died?
Nothing. Just kidding.
Oh!
Damn.
Technically, you all
Oh,
did do nothing
Stone
when somebody else died
cold.
in the group, so what's your point?
No, we let her lover search the body and take the things.
His lover,
We
you
let
mean?
the person closest to her take care of everything. Him, sorry.
Yeah, not just some, person that hated him. So,
But nobody
Emily,
was
you
her
just get
lover.
out of there. You're not getting that body because guess what? You got all of Deva's stuff, so you go wait your
I
turn.
didn't get all of Devitt's stuff. I
You're
got
the
like
one that
3
looted
things
him.
from him.
You passed out everything from him.
I specifically wanted 3 things from him.
But you still looted him and passed out everything
Right,
else.
so let's calm down now. I think the point is no one's being looted right now. Maybe we can concentrate on moving along. He feels a little disgusted.
That's why Zeth's trying to pick her up and, carry her body. He is the most obvious one to be able to do.
Walked off.
Although we do have an elephant in the room we have to figure out, which is this skull.
Let her skull follow her body.
You better hope the skull doesn't decide to attack y'all instead.
So far, the skull doesn't really seem to know
What's
what the
going
fuck
on.
to do. Yeah. By the time he would have even had a chance to do anything about his master being attacked, she'd already been slain, and at
We
this
could just
point,
leave him in their home.
he really has no purpose. He's not specifically there to do his original job, which was to guard that room. And
You can come with me and I
so
can be
he-
your
The
new
last job
master.
he
He
got was to
self-destructs.
guard with Bugbear.
Okay, y'all. I heard too many people talking at once. I didn't understand any of it.
Saying the last job he actually, the last order he got was to guard that Bugbear. Keep an eye on it.
Okay. Well, he's still watching it.
Braximus stands on the bed and he shouts to the skull, I have avenged your master. Skullington, what was his name?
Bones.
Scully
Bones.
McScullyton.
Oh,
Scully
right.
McSkullface.
I have avenged your master, and she is no more. What say you? And he don't say shit.
He doesn't say anything.
Zeth is
I mean,
picking
he kind of he's staring at the bugbear, but then he looks at you talking to him, and he looks. You can't say he looks confused because he doesn't have facial features, like he doesn't make expressions.
If a skull could look confused, that is how he
If a
would
skull
look.
could look confused, he'd look yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
Brax,
rotates clockwise by like 12%, and then back.
Yeah, with that, Zeth will pick up Valeria's body, not looting her, just picking her up, and he's walking out of the room. Carrying her.
Brax shouts at the skull. What say you to following her closest at heart, Frogar, and following us on our adventures?
Oh.
Oh.
You have no other purpose.
Okay, as you say that, well, he's apparently his token's not on the table, but
It is.
Yeah, yes.
He's in the
He's
room.
right here.
I'm not seeing him.
He's
right
right
here.
in front of the bugbear.
Oh, okay, I see him now. Okay. As you say that, something seems to click in him, and he leaves the room, and unknowingly heads off this way.
Oh.
Oh, he's gone.
Right then. It looks like my job in this room is done. He takes one last look at the doppelganger and then walks out to find Frogar.
So, shall we get out of this place since everybody's apparently dead and give a proper burial?
All right, DM.
And out loud.
It appears that my only problem is going to be moving my character. I don't think I can.
I got you.
That would be awesome. Thank you. I can control pretty much everything else, but I can't move him.
Well,
What a twisted fucking turn of events. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to get murked
Neither was I.
at all.
Expect the
And Brax-
unexpected.
Brax
Okay,
was
We're
well-
off-
never ready for the I'm a doppelganger.
Brax did not have hateful intentions towards Emily or Zeth, but he just really didn't see any need in tearing Rogar apart like that. It's not necessary.
No, that's fine with
Brax
it.
considers everyone here pretty good friends, and he's even grown fond of Zeth.
Zeth is fine with it. He understands. He's good.
Right, and Brax noticed that too.
Zeth's
Just
just
so you guys
carrying
know-
Allie's body, so he can carry her out of this cave.
Out of game real quick, just so that you guys know, this particular part of Alaria's passing has been written into this before you even walked into these mines. It wasn't necessarily Gil to have a part in it, but it just so worked out that way.
Why'd you have to say that? Why didn't you just say, oh yeah, even the Gil part was written in?
Well, because I think Gil has a little something he wanted to say to you guys.
Something special.
Yeah,
He said, "I fucking quit. These bags suck." Sorry.
you guys won't see Gil again, at least for a while. Because I can't keep playing on Monday nights right now, so I have to take an extended break.
Man.
Right then.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's sad as fuck to hear, mate. We love to play with you.
White
Yeah.
mentioned it a couple games ago.
We totally understand.
Honestly,
I mean,
I don't
Yeah.
remember this.
I enjoyed playing too, but like my wife is a teacher, and so during the summer she doesn't go to bed at like 8 o'clock, and I already drive like 45 minutes to play D&D on Wednesday nights. I can't really avoid her 2 nights out of the week to play D&D.
Yeah.
Well, plus y'all have kids that aren't in school, so
Exactly.
Right.
they're
Yeah.
staying up later too, and he's just got his whole family situation to deal with.
Yeah.
It's not, once school kicks back in, that all changes for him again. But during the summer,
Probably will. Hopefully, I suspect it will.
Yeah, these are all like really
So-
good excuses and stuff. I know that you're just tired of us. It's okay.
I know, right?
No, he's not tired of all of us.
Yeah, just me. Just me.
Just you three.
oh,
See, if he was tired of all of us, then he just quit D&D altogether.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Like it's them or me.
Yeah.
Well, he told me
Well,
he told me last Wednesday that he was only there for Valeria. So if Valeria's dead, then he's just moving on.
Everybody wants a Laria now? Jeez.
and I did what I had to do to make it happen.
He's all, if you won't be anyone else, if you won't be mine, you won't be anyone else's.
Oh, God.
That's horrible. Right, Zongil,
Wow.
we'll Godspeed to you.
Yeah, we're gonna
and thank
miss
you. For playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll miss you. We'll have to have some more of our talks next time around whenever you come around.
Yeah, but you'll be back
Well,
when the summer ends, right?
I plan on it. Yep.
Sweet.
And I will. I plan to also like jump into Discord whenever I can and like listen in and stuff too. So
hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. You gotta take care of your family life stuff. We understand.
Hey, we know somebody else that said that, and he hasn't come back into Discord since.
It's true.
It's
true.
Scorch?
Scratch.
Yeah, Scratch.
Scratch there?
Scorch.
Actually,
I think it's Scratch or- was it Scratch?
Scratch.
I
Yeah.
thought his name
It was
Scorch for
Scratch.
some reason.
no Scratch. Yeah, Torkill. He actually said he wanted to play Nesnar. And
And then we murked him.
and we talked about it for
That would have been
God,
tragic.
like 3 different. Yeah, it would have. That would have. He didn't even get a chance to speak. Yeah. But
Sorry.
he said that he wanted to, and we talked about it about 3 different occasions. And when it came time to it, he didn't respond and has not responded since, which has been weeks.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, no, Gil's much more likely to come back to Tori.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just know Scratch took a bout out, and then he's like, because he had a lot going on. He plays like 3 other different D&D games at the same
Yeah.
time. It's like, Jesus, man.
Well, I knew Gil was gonna bow out for a little while now. I just didn't want to. I wanted to be able to work it in somehow and not everybody know what was happening, kind of
Yeah.
thing, so that we
Yeah.
could have
This
some
was the
kind
night
of
that Rax-
dramatic exit.
Well, honestly, his exit was dramatic, but he could also have a chance to return because we don't know if he's actually dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, the only thing that you know is that Amelie told you that she didn't know where you guys were. She's been searching the mines for you. The reason she was looking for you guys was because uh, she saw the doppelganger change into Gil's form and throw all 3 of their bodies into the water.
Yeah, but we can't trust her, so.
Dead.
That sucks.
Well,
This was on the night of
honestly-
Brax's big reveal that he was gonna go back off and journey into the woods.
What?
Do what now?
Oh, Brax was gonna reveal that he was gonna go on his own personal. He was gonna find himself, in the woods.
Is that
I'm
what he just said?
kidding, folks.
Oh,
No, I'm just
I was
kidding.
like, dun dun
No,
dun.
Look,
I was
man, you
like,
can't
"Hey,
drop
yeah,
that
is
on us."
everybody leaving? We're just gonna get a whole new party together, maybe.
And the
Fuck
plot
no.
thickens.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
You jerk.
So, would this be a good place to take a quick break? Because
Sure.
dogs
We
didn't
normally
go to
don't.
the bathroom earlier, so.
Yeah, we normally don't take it this early, but I think this would be a good spot.
All right.
I was not expecting that. Rogar, you have to get in touch with Kier.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Rogar,
send him a note or something.
Rogar's in a world of I don't give a fuck right now.
Look at this.
Oh no,
guys.
he's in a world of giving too many fucks right now.
I'm
Well,
on-
Well,
Rogar's the
I
only
meant
one that
about
would
all the other-
know that.
Oh yeah, about
and,
Kier, and he doesn't give a shit about
Yeah.
Kier.
Hey.
Look, man, he's got a lot on his mind.
Kier wasn't in love with her, but he spent a long time journeying with Allie before Rogar was even around.
Babe, nobody can hear you. Hey, real quick, before I go walk the dogs, Allie, I'm gonna pull you into chat real quick into private.
Okay, I'll go down.
Hey,
Can I call
Just
next on the
because
private?
he's already.
No.
Just because I put the list in there
That's the last time I'm telling you that.
Got it.
The next time you do that, you are by yourself. We've done this before. Okay, we're back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. So, currently, you have so you looted the body of the doppelganger, and there was nothing to be found on him other than the bounty.
Dagger that's in the thing.
Yeah, if you want the dagger from her throat, you can have it.
No,
But that's
It's
really
a
all he
dagger.
had.
What the hell's he gonna do with it?
Right.
Now, what was the other thing you said?
The bounty note.
Yeah, the note. And I already handed that off to whoever wanted it before they all ran off outside.
Did I explain to you guys what the symbol on the note looked like?
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Yeah, so
Okay. As a matter of fact, you know what? I think I can upload it into
Discord.
Discord. Let's see.
Gee, I wonder who it represents.
There you go. I couldn't find it without the banner, guys, and I didn't have time to crop it out.
It's fine.
It's cool.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
So that's just carrying Alaria. It's like, well, maybe we should get the hell out of here. Seems we're done here.
Poor Alaria's body and Roach are still packed in the one room, though.
No, Alaria's body's with Zeth.
No.
He's carrying her.
Yeah, Zeth picked up
Token-wise,
Valerian and
though.
carry her.
Well, I can't move her token, so we're just gonna play for thought. Zeth is carrying her.
There.
Just saw he changed his name to Ghost of Kill.
Did he really? That's awesome.
Or is it?
All right. There we go. Valeria's body is her token's no longer on the board. Gil's been changed to the doppelganger and dead.
And
Oh.
remember, DM, I can't move my character, if you don't mind.
Right. Where did you want to move your character?
My character wants to stay pretty close to Rogar because Zeth is kind of in tow with Rogar also, and Rax because he's carrying Alaria.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's kind of concerned for Rogar and he doesn't really want to let him out of his sight.
Sure.
Well, Zeth already said, hey, are we gonna get out of here, or we're gonna sit in this tomb?
I have a question. Is Rogar leading the way, or are you like headed in a direction?
Does it look like I'm leading the way?
I don't know, honestly. I can't tell. I
Rogar's
can't
just
look at your
standing
token.
there. Probably sitting there
Well,
crying.
Seriously, I can only look at where my token's facing. I
Ah.
don't even see a token. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're looking the wrong way.
Right. Well, naturally, Brax would just be like, come on, Rogar. We need to get out of here. We need to put to the rest.
He says nothing, but he starts walking this way.
That's definitely not the exit. Okay.
Okay, real quick, Alaria, you said that you have her uploaded, but I need to give you access to her sheet.
Correct.
Okay,
She's
I'm
all the
not-
way at the bottom.
I am not seeing her at all.
You had to do something
Oh,
special for
Seraphina?
mine.
Yep.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Seraphina? Oh, you did keep the name. Good.
Who? What
There
now?
wasn't anything else I liked.
Give me a second, and I will.
Seraphina,
No
that's Buddy in crime.
Guys, we're streaming.
I've got a quick question.
Uh-huh.
I know Rogar doesn't. Zeth, do you have dark vision?
No.
No.
Kroger has dark vision. What are you talking about?
Oh, do
Krogar
you?
is being lit up right now,
Well,
but you know.
not anymore.
Nope.
Larry is dead. Can't concentrate when you're dead.
It's
Alright,
not
well,
concentration, but
it's
I
okay.
mean,
It
you were
would've-
sleeping,
it
so
would've
you wouldn't
ended,
be
yeah.
lit.
So Roach would like to light
Can
a
we
torch.
just say we exited this tomb, or are we gonna run around in it like a retards, or what do we do it?
Gotta
Yeah.
walk back out. You might run into something.
Let's
Who
just
knows?
do a montage where we walk out.
I was gonna say, let's
If we
just
want,
walk
if we
out
run
and
into
keep
something, just keep walking.
I already know we
Yeah,
already cleared this
definitely.
place
Definitely,
entirely.
my main goal is just to get everyone escorted out of here. We need to put
Zeth
the
has
only main
wandering. He
spotty that we
knows
have.
where
We need
the
to put it
exit
to
is,
rest.
and he knows this place is cleared out completely.
Actually, Zeth would know that he hasn't cleared out this place completely.
Unless they're going swimming, there's nothing else to go through.
Brax
I
says,
thought-
"Wait, Zeth. Remember, there's a couple of places we didn't go."
No, there's no other place we can go in this place.
Hold on.
I thought we got everything.
I
I don't remember any doors that we didn't see anyway.
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. That's where you got the bugbear from. Was the one room you hadn't been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of the bugbear, did he stay in that room?
Yep, he stayed in that room.
Yeah,
Nobody
he
else.
stayed in
that
that room,
really
and
doesn't
nobody
matter
asked
to
him to
me.
leave.
Yeah, he can sit there and do whatever. Run off, enjoy the next crew we kill.
Oh shit, we're still right next to the room, right?
Yeah.
So then,
At the moment,
Zeth,
until you leave.
speak in the door there and tell him to come along.
You're asking the guy that's carrying the body to peek into a door to tell somebody to come around.
I didn't hear anyone
He's
say we're
carrying
closed
the body
behind us.
respectfully here. He's not just holding her over his shoulder.
Well then, fuck it. Let him sit. He's scared and useless. Maybe he'll become the new boss that we need to beat. I'll be like,
Oh,
remember us? You
fine.
fucking lit it
Zeth
up.
will walk over and kick the damn door open and be like, "Hey, you, come here. Follow us."
All right. So, bugbear's in tow.
What's his name?
And that's an excellent question.
Billy.
Oh, he's
I
been
call
following
him
Zeth
Billy.
around like a fucking lost puppy.
He's Billy the Bugbear?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Billy the Bugbear.
Billy the Bugbear, come along.
Alright. So he does as you ask, and you guys leave the mines,
Yay.
and give me a second
Out
here
of there.
so I can clean up this map a little bit.
Oh, did you divvy up that shit, Gil? I'm sorry, I fell behind on that.
No,
Oh,
he
Ghost
didn't
of
do
Gil.
it.
I didn't see the list that.
Yeah, I don't think you put up the
Okay.
list
Yeah.
anywhere yet.
No,
Gotta
it's
switch a tab
I've,
to see
I've
that.
just finished divvying it up. Basically, everybody
All right.
has 77 gold pieces more than they thought they did.
Okay.
Whoa, where'd this come from?
That includes
This
the
was
liver.
originally when we killed the black spider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gil had all the loot from
I
that. and-
converted it all to gold to simplify. But yeah, it's 77 gold pieces each.
Oh, there's the map. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the map at? Where did we even come from? Jeez.
All I see is darkness.
Over
I
over there
see
where all the
I see it,
icons
I see
are.
it.
I see me now.
All you
I've
see is
been
darkness?
seeing it. No, I got it. I was looking at the wrong part of the map.
Gotta scroll down a bit.
Yeah.
Cat, you
All
mute
right.
me, I'm gonna be pissed.
So where you guys want to head?
Zeth will actually look at Rogar and be like, well, you were the closest to her. Where should we bury her?
I have no idea.
Well, you guys have a fancy new manor that's about finished.
That's a good point.
There's a tomb in there too.
Throw her in a
Yeah,
tomb,
I'm
really?
just gonna I'm gonna start heading in the direction of Phandalin.
Okay.
I'm right behind him. I'm not leaving his side.
And
Yeah, I mean, that's going too. I mean, he is kind of carrying the body, so.
okay, when you guys emerge from the caves, it's dark outside. You really don't know what time it is because well, there's been no way to keep track of time while you were in the caves. But if you were to look up at the sky and see where the position of the moon and such like that, you were probably going to guess you're somewhere around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And as you guys travel back toward Phandalin, you don't run into anything. There's no opposition, and you make it to Phandalin right at about, we'll say about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning when the sun's breaking. And you come into town, and
Brax is a doppelganger.
Oh, God.
Kills the rest of us.
Yay.
Now, who was the leadership in this town?
I
That
forget
one
his
dude at the
name.
town hall that hates Seth.
I totally
okay,
forgot
we
his
got
name.
Emily. Okay, now are you guys just walking into town with a bugbear?
Sure,
That's a
why
good
not?
question.
Oh my god, you're gonna get the
Yeah, I
bugbear
think
murdered.
I do believe the party's really pretty fucking distracted with what's been going
Yeah,
on.
I'm
Yeah,
not
so,
even.
I mean,
I believe that they would do
Bugbear's
something
just
like that. Yeah.
following Seth.
Okay, well, as y'all actually enter the town, um, from the east side of the map, because you're coming west into town, so y'all would actually be coming in this road over here by the manor.
I don't see that as a road. I'd say it's a lot of trees in the way of that road. Rogar's leading this little party, so.
And as y'all come into town, you notice what was once the defunct, uh, you know, manner of disrepair that was just crumbling and all that. It looks almost completely finished. I mean, it looks like it probably needs to be painted in some of the parts that have been repaired and such. Maybe some of the debris that was left over from the construction laying around on the ground and such. But other than that, it is definitely a whole again. The manor is whole, lacking holes, and nobody's there at the moment. It looks like the workers obviously haven't showed up to start the day yet because it's a little bit early for that. But it's there.
Rogar leads the way down to the opening to the tomb or the cave under the manor.
Brax says, if you don't mind, Rogan, can we stop in here by City Hall real quick? I've got a writ to drop in the box.
I'd say burying our comrade is a little more
Yeah, he
important.
just like looks at Roach, and then just continues on toward the cave.
Zeth said that to Roach, by the way.
Roach looks at Zed, and he just shakes his head and says, I don't need a minute. I just need to drop it in the door.
We're not even in 10 yet. We're by the burial place. Let's just do this first. Then you can go do whatever you
Then
need
we
to
have
do.
to go through town to get to the burial place.
No, we
No.
don't.
No, we're
We
coming
came in
from-
right here. We came in right next to it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm tabbing, so let me
Sorry.
Serafina
so
Rachel.
y'all-
Nice. That's all it says.
So y'all enter the. Where the hell is it?
The manor.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
man,
just, I'm
the
trying to find it.
nostalgia.
I'm pinging it.
No, I see you're pinging it. I'm looking for the map of it.
Oh. We can
There's a
just do that
map?
food for thought. We don't have to actually go down in there and, start.
I need to find the perfect place.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, good
You're
lord.
already leaving her in a tomb, which is bad. You just left. It's like, really? We're going to a tomb to bury somebody instead of, burying them in a grave?
Well, gee, I
Everybody
wonder
can
what
see.
tombs are for.
But, townsfolk aren't going to go down there to, mourn her body or what.
Oh, good. Maybe she'll actually have peace and quiet and have a restful death.
Uh-huh. But, people want to mourn their hero.
Yeah, sure.
Just pay courtesy. Especially this town, since, she did so much for it.
This is true.
Kind of mess with it.
Are you still wanting to?
If they
Are
cared
you still
about her
wanting
so
to
much, they
put her
can
in the
come
tomb?
down here.
Huh?
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 What? I
You're
said
really taking her away from the town that actually wants to, remember her as a hero?
yes.
Oh, good. Seth is basically not following Rogar anymore, and he's gonna stay outside and find a good burial spot so that she can be honored, not just hidden.
Yeah, so you can just toss her in the ground.
DM,
Yes.
how would I go about showing Zeth the note without anyone else knowing?
I'll tell you.
Huh?
Here you go. All right.
Oh, you just dropped him down there.
Yeah, I didn't even tell them I was gonna do it. It doesn't even look like they're talking to each other.
You can't tell when people are talking in the other channel. You have to go in there and listen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll have to dip for a second.
Yep.
And then there were 4. Well, 2 and 2 ghosts.
Man, this chat is haunted.
I know.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I sacrificed my feet.
For what? Are you just taking the stat increase?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd rather have that, and I could just pick up my feet at 8.
Good luck to y'all, and I'll talk to you before too long. I'll probably pop
Have a
back
good
in
night.
Alright, see you,
really
Gil.
soon. You too.
Hey, Gil.
Thanks. Been fun.
Yep.
See you later.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So, what's the plan?
Seth is going toward the town hall.
Okay. Where are you placing her body somewhere for now, or
No,
What's
he's
the plan?
carrying her. He's gonna keep her with him.
you're carrying her to the town hall? Okay.
Oh,
right.
Lord.
Yeah.
And Roach is going with him,
Yeah.
of course.
I mean, why in the hell? What? Why hide it? I mean, shit. No.
Right, exactly. This is something that everyone's gonna. Never mind. Let's just go.
Yeah. No, he's keeping her.
When we get to the town hall, DM, I don't give a fuck if the
Uh-huh.
door's locked or not. I want to make noise. Someone's gonna wake up and come to the door.
Okay. Well, by the time you guys came and stopped at the manor and saw what was going on there and made your decision that you were gonna come into town and all that shit, it's about 7:30, pushing 8 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't seem that there's anybody there at the town hall yet. Um, but when you're banging on the doors and all that stuff, um, it does make some noise, and and Harbin comes out of his house, which is right here. He hears you, and he comes out and he's like, Oh, what's going on there?
We have grave news, and we need to speak with you urgently. And Brax looks up at Ilaria.
He says, all right. And he closes his door, and he takes a few minutes. Probably, you're guessing he's getting dressed or what have you. And then, and he comes out of his door and comes to the town hall, and Jesus Christ, it made his fucking thing huge.
Damn, he somehow grew bigger in size.
And he unlocks the town hall and lets everybody who wants to come in. And as you guys are walking in, no one told the bugbear to stay behind or anything, so he came along and
As soon as he walks in the door, before he makes a scene, I turn around and tell him, "Hold the door. No one's in."
okay. So he's inside making sure nobody comes in?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, but all of you are inside.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Zeph and myself.
Rogar, are you coming in with us or no?
Presumably, yes.
Okay, Rogar's in there with us. Emily, you coming in?
I'm in there.
Okay. So yes, the party's inside while the bugbear keeps everybody else out.
Okay, and as y'all are walking in, Harbin notices you're carrying Ilaria's body, and as he's wiping the sleep out of his eyes, you see an immediate change in the expression on his face to a very solemn look, and almost hangs his head as you pass through the doors with her.
As he hangs his head,
He says, "Oh, what can I do for you?"
Brax immediately walks up, and he just nods and says, "You can help us pay your respects." And he hands him a note rolled up, and he also hands him 50 gold.
And he
says,
looks at the gold in his hand, and he looks at the note, and he says, we can do that. We can definitely do that."
If you need more
Until
gold,
then-
just ask me.
Until this is ready, we just need peace.
And he
And-
says, well, it should be peaceful up at the manor.
Very well then. I expect you'll send for us when you're ready.
I will. I will send. I will send some refreshments and some food, and some someone to come launder your clothes.
Okay.
Thank you then.
And
And
he
turns
says,
around.
he says, should I care for the body here, or is that something you want to do?
No, that's something you can do now, but we're not leaving until you've properly prepared her, and we have her possessions in a chest or a box. You know what I mean?
That coffin.
All right, just lay her there. And he points to the desk that's near one of the holding cells. And he says, I'll be back in a moment. And he leaves for a moment. And as you guys are taking her belongings and such, and preparing those for whatever you're gonna do with them, he returns with one of the guards that would normally be there during operating hours if they had a prisoner, and he's there, and behind him comes a couple of young maidens that were they look like they're carrying things to clean her up with, a bucket of water and some rags and basically stuff to prepare her for whatever ceremony that you guys want to do for her.
Zeth's gonna stay there. He's gonna basically guard her.
Okay. So Zeth takes a seat in one of the chairs.
Oh, he'll stand right next to her. Shit. He ain't letting nothing bad happen to her body.
Okay. I don't know where you would get the impression that anything bad would happen to her body
You
here,
never
but
know.
all right.
Okay, there's
I'm
thieves
gonna
in town.
excuse myself, and I'm gonna leave and go to the farm, and go
Okay.
have breakfast with my sister and my nephew,
Okay. Right on.
and tell them the news as well.
Okay. So you're gonna stand there while you're gonna stand right next to the body, like while they're cleaning her, preparing her for burial.
That's not a good idea.
Uh,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be kind of frowned
Well,
upon. She is a female, and they're gonna have to.
No, it's not. No, it's not like
Roach is going to
immediately
stay
on
here
top
next
of her
to
while
the-
she's nude and all that. No.
Well, I said if you wanted to go take a
Definitely.
seat, and you said you wanted to stand right next to her body.
But he is standing nearby, out of eye shot of that.
Okay. All right. Now, someone else was talking. I didn't hear what was going on.
It's all good. Roach is really just kind of in tow with Rogar at this point. He
yeah.
feels that everything is in capable hands. He wants to make sure that Rogar gets at least the possessions. But, he turns to Rogar and says, "What of it then?"
About this moment, another guard shows up with a chest in tow, on a kind of like a dolly, a couple wheels and like a furniture dolly looking thing, and sets it outside of the room where they're preparing the body, and kind of looks at you like, he doesn't really say anything, but he looks at you like, is this what you wanted?
And I just nod at him.
Okay, he nods and takes his leave.
Rogar turns to Roach and he like shakes his head and I don't know what to do.
Roach lays his hand on Rogar's shoulder and he says, "You've got your God. You've got Mordhammer doing. Why don't you try and take this time to turn to him?"
Harbin instructs the remaining guard to send word to Toblin at the Stonehill Inn to inform him of Valeria's passing, and to see what they can do about using the bar area and the banquet area in his place for the ceremony and such.
Oh, real quick, I'm gonna also tell him about before I leave. I would like to inform him of Gil's passing as well.
And that really
Brax
catches
takes-
him off guard.
Brax takes a sour look on his face and says, "We don't know that yet."
I saw the body myself. They wouldn't have survived.
Rogar hangs his head.
We live in a world of mystery, and I'll not have you tell me what happened. I've had my eyes tricked before.
Believe what you want. And
Okay.
and then I walk away. I'm going to my sister's house.
All right. So the young ladies are preparing the body, and she's all cleaned up, and they're dressing her in a really ornate outfit, as per Brax's request, his list of commands. They picked out a red and green dress for her, very, very ornate, with like sequins and beads and little gems and all kinds of stuff like that. You feel that at this point, that Harbin's really doing you a solid. He's trying to make sure that you definitely get your 50 gold's worth and then
Right.
some. The dress alone would probably have cost 15 or 20 by itself, just because of how nice it was, and you're actually kind of shocked that there was anything on hand that was that nice.
Roach
But it was
actually feels a
nonetheless.
small amount of joy that humanity can actually be so,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, you like faded away into nothing.
shit. Roach is just awestruck at the kindness that this town continues to show the Pingoon.
And at this point, you do notice through the couple of windows that are in the building that villagers are starting to gather around the town hall. None of them are trying to come in or anything, but they're starting to amass. You know, there's the first time you looked, there was probably 5 or 6 of them, and now there's close to a dozen of them, and it just seems like the numbers are growing, all wanting to basically find out what happened.
Oh shit. Sorry guys, I'm issue with tabs there.
And Brax is standing there watching as the people gather and eats a good berry, apparently.
Well,
He wants to make sure we're all eating.
Right.
How long do they fucking last? That's fine. I don't. Oh, within 24 hours. Right on. Are we planning on having a service today? Roach wonders.
Probably.
I didn't say that aloud, honestly. I was just more wondering to myself.
I would say we should. I mean, it should be something we immediately, honor and not
All right, very
sit
good
there
then.
and dilly-daggy.
Let
Well,
me.
it's not like she has any known relatives that would have to come in from out of town to pay their respects.
Okay, so check it out. Roach
She'd have
actually
one.
does cast Goodberry, and he casts it, and as he does, 10 berries form in his hand, and he walks over to Rogar and says, "Maybe you could have Lord Hammerdoon bless the berries, as we eat one to dedicate her to the earth."
He just looks up at you with like the saddest look in his eyes and doesn't say anything.
Roach, not trying to be comical, but just trying to make Rogar think stupid of him, goes, "All right, fine. You're gonna leave it to me, mate. I'm not good at this." And he looks at the good berries and he says, with all seriousness, "Lord Hammerdoon, bless these berries." And he just kind of nods and looks at Rogar and says, "Well, I did my best, mate." And he puts them in his little pouch and waits for the ceremony.
Since you have such a high perception, you kind of notice that Rogar's trying to like hide a grimace.
Right. Does my perception tell me what kind of grimace?
It was while you were doing that little prayer.
Like, oh fuck, that was horrible.
It wasn't. You could tell it wasn't directed at you.
Right. That's cool. That's the sort of the reaction he was looking for. Just a reaction. He's trying to keep him alive. Damn it! Don't fade away on me, Rogar.
At this time, one of the wenches from the Stonehill Inn knock on the door, and she's carrying a platter of food and a flagon of ale, and is attempting to bring food and beverages to the party. Not necessarily like to celebrate or anything, but just word was that you were all here and that you just got back from an adventure, and you're dealing with what's going on, and Toblin and his wife wanted to make sure that the party had some sustenance and such.
And this is just the bar wench, right? Just one of the.
Yeah, it's one of the employees. But the bugbear won't let her in.
All right, Roach looks at the bugbear and he says, "Let this one through." And as he does, he kind of walks up to the door. And when she walks in, he wants to greet her with a gold and say not a word. Just in other words, to keep silence.
And she passes off the tray of food and the flagon of ale, and kind of nods and curtsies and takes her
Before she
leave.
walks out, I want to tell her bring back some water, if you please.
Yes?
Have I had enough time to eat breakfast at my sister's farm?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, well then I'm headed back now,
Okay.
and I'm coming to the door. I left my wolves at the farm.
Okay. The bugbear tries to stop you.
I'm gonna look him up and down and be like, really? I just came from there.
I look at the bugbear and say, "Really? I think this one's all right."
She's good. Let her in.
He steps aside and lets you through. He's just being a good bugbear.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
no,
boy.
absolutely.
He's a good boy.
So when
Brax
are we
hasn't
planning to
complained.
have the funeral? The honoring?
Just as soon as they're done with the preparations.
Well, shouldn't we wait for Cure?
What?
Cure.
What? I misunderstood you, sorry.
Her friend who left us not that long ago. Here,
Actually, that was a while back.
or a while back. I think
Roach
he would
shakes his head
definitely
and
love to
says-
be here for her funeral.
Roach
They're
shakes his head
damn
and
good
says,
friends.
"No, mate, we're not going to wait. We need to lay her to rest."
Seth will kind of perk up and be like, "Yeah, if we're laying to you to rest, wouldn't you want Gil to be here?"
I'd
What,
want my
me?
very best friends there.
Oh,
Who's using that as an, whatchamacallit, as an example there for X? Since,
Roach rolls it over for a minute and then he looks at Rogar and says, "Some things just need to be laid to rest. We'll make sure there's a place for them to be remembering her by."
What?
That's what you
No,
think is
yeah,
best.
maybe. Can I go out of game here for a moment?
Sure.
Mhm.
All right. I'm not sure because I wasn't here for these other people, these friends of hers, but it would be to Roach's assumption, to be honest with you, that it would take maybe days or something for these people to get here, and
It would probably take days just to find Cure, let
Just
alone
to
get
find
him
him.
here.
okay. All right, cool. Then that's all I needed. I just was making sure that was the impression I was getting.
For sure.
Honestly,
Okay, then
Honestly,
back in game.
I don't think any of you would even know where Kier went.
No, not a clue.
Ilaria
back-
would, but she's dead.
But she
would she
did.
have anything in her room?
The what?
What?
Would she have anything in her room? The inn?
She would probably have, if Kier was sending letters back to her, then she might, yes.
Oh yeah, he definitely would have.
So they're like, some of the stuff that's in her inventory is still technically in the inn. Like, she didn't cart all that crap around with her, but yeah.
Oh wait, I'm completely lost. When you guys are gone, those rooms are rented out. They're not like
Yeah,
your
they're not.
permanent residence.
I wasn't under the notion that they were.
Oh, okay, whatever. And she takes all of her crap with her. There's probably something on her then for Kier. Yeah.
Okay, about this moment, um, there's a knock at the door, and there's a woman and a small boy that are there, and they're trying to get in. Rogar has met probably one of the only ones that's actually met this woman before and recognizes her as Trilena, which is Toblin's wife.
Oh yeah, I've met her.
Yeah, you've met her.
Oh God, really?
No, he's met her because she's the one that makes the stew.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, she's my favorite.
Well, I think Rogar needs to say something to let Bugbear let her in.
Alright, I don't control the bugbear.
Still listen to you.
Roach just tells them after Rogar said. Does Rogar say that?
Huh?
Does Rogar acknowledge
Rogar
in game
want her
that
to
he
come
knows
in?
her?
Oh, no, he's not even paying attention.
Rogar's being such a great help right now.
Okay. Well, she starts trying to like stick her head around the bugbear to catch anybody's attention, and she says, it's me, Tralina. I'm Toblin's wife. I was sent to see if there was any way I could be of use or help in these times."
Let her in.
Brax goes ahead and walks over to the door. He's not doing anything else, and he urges for the bugbear to let her in, and jokingly kind of says, "You wouldn't happen to brought that water, would you?"
Oh God.
She didn't know about the water.
Right, but Brax
She
would know
probably
that.
crossed paths. She probably crossed paths. On the way over here with the
Right.
the wench. Um, she just came to see if there was any way that she could be of service for the funeral. If there was anything specific or particular you wanted, decoration wise or anything really. She just basically came to see what you needed.
Well, I'm not sure really that we need anything. And I look at Rogar, and I really wish he would speak up, but I know that he's stricken right now with grief. So then I look at Emily and Zeph, and I just kind of shrug my shoulders, and I say, really, I don't know.
Okay, well, we got the garb
This is a
covered.
great time of loss.
Somebody mentioned something about a friend. We got pretty much all the wealth needed to, do whatever we need for her.
She
Whatever we...
passes off a note. She taps Horgar on the shoulder and passes off a note to Rogar while you're saying this to her.
He takes it.
Okay. You gonna look at it, or are you just gonna
Yeah,
take it?
yeah, I'll glance at it.
Okay. You notice it's a letter from Kier.
If anyone's watching him, you see him like kind of look up at the ceiling and like he kind of steals himself for a second and looks at was it Charlena, was it?
Yeah, Trilena.
Uh, it looks at her and like says quietly to her, "Bring the ale."
Oh.
And
Oh.
her eyes kind of widen, but doesn't second guess it. She looks very surprised, but is trying to be understanding and just replies, "Absolutely." And she sends Pip off to the bar to notify the wench to bring um to bring more ale. There's ale there, by the way. There's a flagon of ale there. The bar wench brought it.
Oh, then Rogar gets up, walks over to it, uh,
Rogar, wait!
grabs the flagon of ale, kind of looks down
No,
at it,
seriously, wait!
swirls it around a bit.
Roach approaches you, like, not viciously or anything. He says, "Come on, mate, reconsider."
Get away from me! And he just starts chugging it.
Right on.
Roach just kind of shakes his head.
I'm gonna look down in shame.
Uh,
Like I'm ashamed.
he finishes the flagon and just like throws it against the wall, and then goes back to
Okay.
sit down where he was.
Right on. And it smacks up against the wall and breaks apart into pieces. And there's a little bit of uh of ale swill on the wall and some broken pieces of the flagon on the floor.
So at this point, Roach tried to be nice to him, and really, you can only do so much for a friend. And I'm always fucked up, mate, so I understand. And Roach says fuck it and tosses his flasks to Rogar.
Uh, it looks at Roach, looks down at the flask, sniffs it a bit, starts chugging from it.
This was some of that thick stuff that Gil and I had fought over to keep you from drinking. Last time
Okay.
at the bar, bro.
It stops chugging for a second, like holds the flask and kind of like moves it up in like a cheers motion, and then goes back to drinking it.
Roach kind of swallows hard because he knows what you're drinking. He's like, whew.
At about this point, you guys unmistakably hear chatter and noise coming from outside, and there's a considerable amount of people outside now. I'd say there's at least 30 people that are outside the town hall, all trying to get a peek at what's going on, what happened. So far, they've only heard rumor through the grapevine and don't really know what's going on. But there is rumor around town that one of the jetting goons have passed, possibly two, and you're not sure whether they're there um, to catch a peek at what's happening, or if they're there to pay their respects, or you're really not sure what's going on. You just see there's a large group of people outside.
Do they appear like, are they trying to peek in the windows and shit?
No, they're definitely being as respectful as they can and keeping their distance a little bit. Um, they're not. You don't feel like they're trying to push it, you know.
We can just
Um,
hear kind of hustle and bustling outside.
yeah, you can hear chatter amongst the group. There's a bunch of people talking out there, trying to figure out what's going on. But they're definitely not being paparazzi style where they're trying to stick their head in a window and sneak a peek or anything like that. No, you guys have just been fucking absolute heroes to this town in every which way and manner that there could be, and you don't get the feeling that not one of them would attempt to disrespect the party in that way, especially considering they know something grave happened.
Roach is just kind of pacing back and forth. He doesn't really, you know what I mean? He wants to help, but at the same time, it's tragic, horrible.
Zeth just kind of looks at Rogar and then looks at Emily, looks at Brax, and just says, "How are we handling this? Are we doing it here and now? Or are we waiting for a little bit? Are we want a good, solid place to put her to rest that everybody can acknowledge and remember her for."
Brax looks straight at Rogar when Zeth starts speaking words.
At this moment, the young maidens emerge from the holding cell area and notify Harbin that the body is finished being prepared, and that was there any other services required of them. And Harbin kind of looks over at you guys and is looking at you like, well, or is there anything else you want from them?
from Harbin.
Where
Yeah,
are we
Harbin.
burying her?
Huh?
Harbin says, "Well, I'd like to make a suggestion. We can always bury her in the temple with Sister Gariel, if you're so inclined to do so."
That sounds like a good spot to me.
I am fine with this.
Rogar, I know you've been through a lot, but you need to really speak up.
Fine.
Amelie, what say you?
I stay at the temple. She would have loved it.
Then I guess the only thing left to ask you is, if you don't mind, would you begin to prepare the service? Well, at least send someone to inform Sister Gariel.
Yeah, I'll go.
As soon as you walk out the door, Emily, you notice amongst the crowd, Sister Gariel's in the crowd. She's one of the people trying to see what's going on.
Oh, hell yeah,
Sister
call her.
Gariel, may I speak with you privately?
Just bring her inside.
Or may
So-
we?
Sure. So she follows you inside, and well, she's looking at the group, and you can tell she's counting. You know, like you can see in her face, she's seeing that a couple of you are missing.
Sister Gariel, we have terrible news, and with all due respect, we would like to request of your services.
Oh my. Of course, of course. Anything you need, I am at your disposal.
I don't mean to be short and sweet with it, but one of us is missing permanently, maybe, I don't know, and the other lies in the room over there beyond, and she's no longer with us.
And when you say that, she peers through the doorway and sees Ilaria's decorated corpse, and you just see her whole demeanor change. Her shoulders kind of slouch, and her head hangs a little bit lower. She's not quite looking everybody in the eyes anymore. She's more kind of looking at the ground. And she says, are you asking for me to preside over the ceremony? I would be honored.
It doesn't have to be anything too terribly long. I need just some words of remembrance, maybe.
She says, okay, well, I must take my leave immediately then to prepare her place and the ceremony itself. You can notify, and she looks over and sees Trilena sitting there, and she says, "Will you please tell your husband, uh, to let all the passers-throughs know that the ceremony will be this evening at dusk." And Trilena nods, and she also leaves. They both kind of leave at the same time, like almost a little hurried, like they're trying to make sure that everything's done and taken care of. By this time, as much time has passed for them to prepare the body and all that. We're probably somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Right.
and it gets dark probably about 7, 8 o'clock. So they kind of rush off to do their things to get prepared for the evening ceremony.
Brax looks at the group and says, so, would anyone want to join me in taking her there personally?
I say we all
i.e.,
will.
out of game like pallbearers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 Seth already planned to do that anyways. He's like, yeah, I will.
Here,
I will
Roach
as
looks
well.
at Zeth and says, "All right, but you're gonna have to remember, I'm down here."
Yeah, that's fine. I can bend down. I'll walk there on my knees if I have to.
All right.
Yeah, and
So the one
Rogar is gonna help as well.
Yeah, I'm helping as well.
Basically, two on each side.
so the bar wench shows up, and she's got the bartender with her, and they roll in. They roll in a casket of ale. A cask, not
Jesus.
casket.
Casket of ale.
They roll in. They roll in a cask of ale, and set it up on Harbin's table, where Harbin looks at him like, "Really? Like you're gonna put it on my fucking table?" But he doesn't say anything, obviously, because of the moment. He's not going to. He's not going to be the old Harbin. He's the new refined Harbin
New and improved.
who has a little bit of tact and respect. And but they just he looks at the bartender like, really, and the bartender's just like gives him a look like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like the only desk in here. So he sets it up there and sets the tap on it, and the wench uh came walking in with a tray full of tankards and set them on the desk as well. And then they don't really say anything. They just kind of do their thing and leave.
Right then.
Are we taking her now or later?
What time? Well, no, it's not quite dark yet.
Oh, so we're waiting to take her over there
Emily,
until the actual ceremony.
would you
Yeah,
mind?
ceremony.
Do you think you could step out front? And is there still people out front?
There's a bunch of people outside. Matter of
All
fact,
right,
it's
yeah.
getting bigger.
Brax is going to ask Emily if she would mind stepping outside and requesting that the people make way and maybe respectfully head towards the Shrine of Luck.
For sure. I'll
Or at
step
least make
outside
way
and
so we can carry her through the city to the shrine.
I'm gonna step outside and look down, take a deep breath, and then look back up at the people and say, "We request that you respectfully step aside and let us carry Alaria's body to the Shrine of Luck,
Yeah,
where she will have her funeral, and we will lay her to rest."
and when you say that, there's quite a few gasps in the audience of mainly women. There's not too many men to be seen in the group. Most of them are at work at the time, doing whatever they do for their jobs, mining and farming and such. These are most of the wives that and their children that they look after that are amongst the group, and you hear quite a few gasps, like just of horror that Ilaria has passed. They didn't know who was hurt or what, but now that you've actually given them a name and an idea, and that somebody actually did die, um, there's just looks of horror and sadness amongst the masses that are outside, and you don't feel that anybody's gonna try to block you from carrying the body. So are you
Before
guys
we
just gonna
go,
kind of hang out until it's time to do the ceremony? And
Yeah, if we're so when exactly are we taking her body over there? Are we waiting till like the actual time of the ceremony, or are we taking her
We
before?
don't have to. I mean, we could do it now, or we could wait until right before. It's really, it doesn't matter.
Might as well just wait until right before. That way, everybody can, follow, pay their respects, and then
Yeah.
start
Uh,
the ceremony. And
so then, if that's what we're doing, then I'm gonna be basically spending the whole day drinking from that cask.
oh god,
Oh, all right.
Brax looking at
Zeth is
Rogar
definitely
about
going to
to
be
head
on
in.
this.
But before you start drinking too heavily, Rogar, Brax wants to like get everyone's attention in the room. Well, at least the jetting goons. And he says to you all, I really only know one way to let something lie peacefully. And he pulls out the good berries. He looks at Emily and he kind of smiles. He's like, "Remember your wolf."
Hello.
Apparently not.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I thought I lost you guys.
Yeah, he's talking to you, Emily.
Remember your wolf?
I couldn't hear him.
I was
What'd you
just-
say?
I pulled out some berries. I pulled out the good berries out of my pouch, and I said, "Well, to be honest, guys, I really only know one proper way to see someone to the ground." And he looked at you and he said, "Remember your wolf." Just kind of shrugged his shoulders,
Yes, I remember.
and he gestures for everyone to take a good berry.
Do you
Yeah, grab one.
do you put one on the body of or in the mouth of the body?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One goes into her mouth ever so gently, like not forcing it.
As you do, you don't notice the
She
the
swallows.
definite coldness only in Rogar's dreams.
Yeah.
Nope.
Damn.
You do notice the coldness of her lips. Like
Roach
just
just kind of shivers.
another
like
reminder, that she's passed.
There's definitely no longing touch or anything. It's not like that. It was just simply putting the berry in the mouth. And
Sure.
Roach holds his own berry up, and he says, "May you not rot on the ground, but become one with the earth." And he just kind of lifts his berry a little higher, and then begins to stick it in his.
Yep. I'll eat the good berry that he gave me.
And then he looks at you. He's like, "All right, well, there's nothing special. That's really it."
And without another word, Rogar goes and fills up a tankard.
Oh yeah, as you're feeling, Brax says, "Thank you, Rogar."
All right, so you guys are kind of you had your
Wait.
good berry, and then now you're kind of having a little ale toast to her.
Absolutely, I'm in for a think of 6.
Everybody joining in on that, or just these two?
Zeth doesn't
I'm
drink.
joining in.
Zeth doesn't drink, so
Well, neither does Rogar.
yeah, but Zeth doesn't drink, so I mean,
You
he's
can
never
have a
drinking his
drink
life.
of something else.
Ah,
Okay, well,
he's doing it his
unless-
own way. He's just standing there quietly, keeping his own respects.
unless there's something else you guys want to do, we're just going to go ahead and kind of speed up the timeline so
Yep.
that the time passes as you guys are
Yeah.
drinking and sharing stories amongst yourselves, of course, of past experiences with Ilaria, kind of enjoying each other's company for the moment until the proceedings. And it starts to get dark, and you all kind of notice a flickering from the window. And as you look through the window, there is literally a line on both sides from the entrance of the town hall all the way to the Shrine of Luck. A path made by the villagers, and they're all holding torches and uh, and honoring Ilaria in the manner of providing a lit walkway for the proceeding.
Brax just kind of looks in amazement, like,
Zeth
You
moves
notice
Yeah.
towards the body and is starting to get prepared to carry it. And
yeah.
you
Brax
you hear
shakes off
some
the awe.
shakes off the what?
Shakes off the awe. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to.
You hear some kind of clanging outside the front doors, and if any of you were to go look to see what the noise was, a couple of the town's hall guards are in full armor, decked out, spit shined, um, looking sharp. They're there for they're just there for the proceeding.
All right. Well,
Everybody
I assume
everybody's
we're
waiting on you guys.
yeah we're gonna start carrying her.
Yeah, let's have at it then.
Anyone who cares to look or see would see tears streaming down Rogar's face.
Okay. So the maidens show up with a very um, decorative, ornate stretcher looking thing for you to carry the body. Um, and basically they kind of leave it at the door for you guys for whenever you want to do what you're gonna do.
yeah, we take it and use it to carry Allie.
Okay. Um, you guys ready?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you put her body on the stretcher, and all of you grab a piece of it, part of the railing, kind of like you would for a casket, and begin to take her outside. And as you see, what you didn't see when you looked out before, you saw the people holding the torches and all that, but everybody's dressed up to the nines. I mean, they're not rich people. They don't have fine clothing, but you can tell that the villagers are wearing their best, what they have. Uh, the children are even dressed up. Um,
They're in their Sunday best.
they're in their Sunday best, and between the last time you looked and this time, you see a handful of children that are about 3/4 of the way from the entrance of where you are to the Shrine of Luck, and the children are throwing rose petals on the walkway uh, for you guys to carry Alaria's body.
Let's be honest here. Brax is probably going to be like tiptoeing at best.
Brax is gonna be what?
Tiptoeing at best.
Oh, tiptoeing, right? Okay. So you guys carry the body into you carry her to the Shrine of Luck, and it is an outdoor shrine. Now, of course, she does have a place other that's not outdoor to put the body, but for the procession, the funeral procession, it'll be here in the outdoor, and there's candles lit, and um, there's all kinds of flowers and vines that have been braided into pretty, you know, pretty little things everywhere. It was really done up. Like you can tell that you don't know how much of this was Harbin, you don't know how much of this is the Stone Hills, and you don't know how much of this is Sister Gariel, or you don't know how much of this is just the villagers together, but um, all of it together is really shocking to you guys. You've probably up to this point in your life, short of a royal death, have never seen anything close to this. None of your family members, none of your friends, you've never seen anything like this, not to this extent. And everybody is very mournful looking, sad and morose. And you place the body in front of the shrine. There's a there's kind of like a I don't know what to call it. Not a pedestal, but like a table kind of thing. And you set her body on that, and as you set her down, um, they kind of help you pull the stretcher out from under her as she lays there, and the girls uh, bring over a very pretty white lace tapestry looking thing that they lay over her body, or the entire body, and set some lit candles around her on the table. And Sister Gario looks at you as a group, and she says, are we ready?"
With that, Rogar bursts out weeping.
Right on.
Brax just nods his head.
Okay. And she says, "Ladies and gents of Phandalin, we are all gathered here today to honor the life of a hero that has come to bring right to this land and to bring happiness and prosperity to all involved." And as she says this, uh, the little bit of chatter and stuff that was going on, it quiets. Even the children that were, they don't know how to behave at a funeral or anything like that. It all quiets. Everything just, you could hear a pin drop at this point. And she says, "Is there any among you that would like to say a word about this brave hero?"
Brax looks at Emily, like, kind of looks back up at the altar and looks back at her.
Emily is trying to control herself at this moment. She's trying to stop herself from crying. But she definitely stands up or walks over, my bad. And
She says, "Come here, dear. Come here." And she like ushers for you to come stand next to her to address the crowd.
Ilaria was a good friend. A respectable person. Kind, smart, beautiful, loving, courageous. An amazing woman. It is hard for all of us to accept this loss and to lose such a good friend when we've all held so close to our hearts. She was there for me when I lost the person I loved. She's known my secrets and has been a very true friend.
When you say that, Sister Guriel kind of puts her arm around your shoulder and uh, and does kind of like a little half hug and just kind of nods at you.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna start crying and just step aside, step back.
Right on. And as you
Then,
do, go ahead.
let's go for it. I was just gonna have Zeth step up next.
Okay. Is he just gonna stand there?
Huh? Well, I was wondering if you're doing something in between or something like.
No,
You're
I said
starting
okay. Go ahead. Okay.
Oh no, Zeth will.
He just stares at the crowd.
Dramatic pause.
Well, he would. stare
Can I
across
roll
at the man and
intimidation?
Just kind of. No, he's gonna look over the crowd. He's not, looking intimidated, even though he probably looked intimidated. Uh, intimidating naturally, anyways. But no, he's just looking. He just kind of stares for me. It's like, well, I haven't been around this group as long as the others, and probably don't know them quite as well as I should. But I can say that she had quite the set of lungs on her. I know this much because I played with her. My lute and all that. But she was definitely rather brave. One of the few magic users I've seen run up and not afraid to hit something head on. Uh, oh no, she always had a decent heart. Looked out for everybody. Did what she could when she needed to. Couldn't ask for a better companion. So I hope that the gods remember her much as you do, as a hero for this town. Thank you. Then he kind of steps down.
Everybody kind of nods as you step down. About that time, as you're stepping down, Toblin says, I'd like to say something." And he walks up there and he says, uh, "Can't say that I know the lass as good as the rest of you, maybe, but I will say that she was one of the more beautiful women to grace the doorstep of our inn." And as he says that, you see that Trilina kind of shoots him an ugly look a little bit. But and then he goes, I mean, she had a beautiful voice, and she sure could eat some stew. That girl, I tell you, uh, she will be missed, and drinks free at the tavern, after here, and I honestly I don't know what else to say. Uh, thank you. And he kind of walks off back to his wife, who is kind of still looking at him ugly for saying she's one of the most beautiful things to grace the doorstep.
Hrogar is going to stand up slowly and kind of stagger his way up next to her. Just kind of look down at her for a few seconds.
Now, are we gonna say that at this point, because of how long it's been since Rogar's had a drink, and that he's been drinking steadily for hours at the town hall, that
Oh, he's fucking smashed.
he's pretty smashed at this point?
Pretty much out of his mind.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he just looks down at her for probably way too long. But and he kind of straightens up as much as he can and turns around to the assembly and uh, says rather quietly, "Words cannot do her justice, but she she will live on in all of us. But life is all the dimmer for her no longer being here." And then he says uh, a short line in Dwarvish, which I don't know if anyone understands. And then he goes to sit down.
As far as I know, the rest of the party doesn't speak Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Sister Gariel waits a short moment, and if nobody else is going to step up, uh, she begins to sing very softly in a language none of you have heard.
Wait, before she sings, Brax almost like interrupts her.
Okay.
Not like too far into her singing, but like kind of.
Well, like when you saw she was about to start doing something, you kind of stepped up.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I was actually gonna ask if Zeth could give me a hand real quick, literally.
Zeth would. Sure. Not hard to pick up a halfling.
Right. Hey, it is cool. You can just hold me by my back, Shred. It doesn't. This won't take long.
Yeah, he'll just pick him up and cart him wherever he wants to go.
Just up at pretty much Sister Gariel's side. I don't have to go too high, just so everyone can see me.
Just puts him on his shoulder. Now everybody can definitely see you.
Roach looks around. He looks at everyone. He looks down at Laria. He goes, "Man, she's beautiful, isn't she?" He looks back out to the crowd and says, "Let us not forget our companions, our closest friends. Life has a funny way of taking things. Life also has just a commanding way of giving us things. I was given a short time of knowing Ilaria, and she truly was a good person. Or at least, I think she was." He kind of gives a chuckle and realizes it's inappropriate, and then straightens up and says, "Let us remember that she has become one now, with the earth, with us, with the trees, with the animals. She's never going to be gone, because she's always going to reside right here." And he just points over his hat, and then he just kind of looks at Zeth and just nods like, "That's it."
And then Zeth will put him down.
And one of the uh, wenches, the bar wenches, who is dressed very nicely, by the way. Everybody looks really nice. Runs up to Sister Gariel and whispers something in her ear, and she says, "Oh, and let us not forget, there is yet another adventurer missing. We do not have the body to uh, to say anything about, but let us also at least hold in our prayers for our other adventurer, Gil. Uh, it is rumored that he may no longer be with us. We are not positively sure of that, but as far as we know, uh, he is missing. So, as we say our peace and goodbyes to Ilaria, let's not forget the good Gil that has also brought much prosperity and honor to our people." And she says, "Let's join hands." And everybody kind of forms a circle, a very large circle around this shrine. And Sister Gariel starts to sing a very pretty uh, song. Again, like I said, in a language none of you have ever heard. Um, but it sounds beautiful nonetheless. Um, and as she's doing so, you almost notice there's kind of a glow about her body, and it's momentary. It doesn't last very long, but it was definitely there long enough for everybody to see. And she says, "Now, for all those interested, uh, we will continue our mourning and storytelling and celebration of Valerian Gill's life at the Stonehill Inn." And she kind of gestures her arm out towards the tavern. And as you can see, a couple of guys um, bring back the stretcher and begin to put Ilaria's body onto the stretcher. And Sister, as everybody starts walking toward the Stonehill Inn, Sister Guriel walks over to the party, and she lays her hand on Rogar's shoulder, and she says, um, "Please, please do your best to enjoy the rest of the festivities we have to celebrate the passing of our heroes. Me and my men will uh, take care of the body." And she kind of, after she says that, she turns back to the two gentlemen that are very gingerly. You can tell that they're handling her body with respect and getting ready to transport her um, to the building that's beyond the shrine.
I didn't want to interrupt you a while ago, but just for note, the second time that Sister Gariel mentioned Gil's name, Roach just kind of closed his eyes tight, gritted his teeth, and clenched his fists, and just turned his head for a second, just like, ah. Because the last he remembers seeing of his friend is running a short sword through his head.
Right.
Just a moment of PTSD, if you would.
Sure. Yeah. Totally makes sense.
Sister Gariel, would you mind if I went with her?
By all means. And she kind of doesn't pull you, but like ushers you towards uh, the gentlemen that are preparing her for burial.
Yeah, he's gonna go with them.
You gonna go with her?
Yep.
Okay. Well, what about the rest of you? Are y'all headed off
Yeah.
to the Stonehill Inn, or okay?
No, Zeth is actually he goes to Stonehill Inn momentarily, but he just takes like a keg and some food, and then he walks off to a hill to bring in the bugbear with him. Sits up on a hill, like probably
By the manor?
towards like right here. Just kind of sits on the hill with the bugbear and lets the bugbear eat and drink whatever the hell he wants to do,
Okay.
and keeps an eye on him away from the public and all that.
Right.
And
Okay. Cool.
Zeth is just kind of chilling out, watching the night skies and whatnot.
Sure, because he's probably like the
I'm
least attached, right?
Well, he's just not a big drinker. He's not so much for parties. He's gonna reflect on himself and think about his own lost Conrad out there and all that.
Sure. Okay. And what were you saying, Emily?
she's
Can I
gonna
say
kind of
anything?
do the same thing, but she's gonna take a shit ton of ale. She's not a heavy drinker, but to get over this loss, she's gonna need a shit ton of ale.
And doing what?
She's going to
To her sisters?
no, to where I first was, which was right here in the
Okay.
orchard,
Okay.
because I definitely don't want my nephew finding me like this.
Gotcha. Okay. And the
But
rest of you?
also, before I go, I'm definitely taking Declan with me
Okay.
and
What-
leaving Alice.
I guess in all fairness, the only one that's left is Roach, huh?
Mm-hmm. You can move the bugbear up
Roach.
next to Zeth.
Roach, really, I kind of want to do two things, if I can. The first thing I want to do is what was his name? Declan, the one that we were talking to make, the town hall.
No, Harbin.
Harvin, right? My bad.
Yeah, Harbin Wester.
Do we have quarters at the mansion yet?
Do you have what?
Quarters, like.
Yeah,
rooms.
absolutely.
Rooms at the manor.
Yeah.
All right, I would like to go talk to him and have Valeria's goods delivered straight to Rogar's.
Okay. So you
And-
approach Harbin at the Stonehill Inn, and you tell him what you want, and he asks you. He says, absolutely. Is it something that needs to be done at this moment, or could it wait till, say, tomorrow after the festivities?
Just give me one man to help me get it up the hill and in the room. I'll help them, because I'm not going to be joining in your festivities.
He shakes his head and kind of snaps his fingers up in the air, and one of the fully dressed out guards approaches him, and he explains to him that he's to assist you in whatever you need, and he's basically at your disposal.
All right, and I just explained to him that I'd like to, we're going to take it up here, put it in this room, and you're free to go.
Okay. So he goes back to the town hall and takes the chest full of her belongings, and either you go with him or he goes by himself and delivers the goods to the manor.
Awesome. Other than that, all I want to do is find my way back to Krogar's vicinity. I don't want to be in his face. I just want to be somewhere to where I can just keep an eye and smoke my kiff and just reflect on things.
Sure. Okay. All right. So the festivities continue on throughout the night until the early morning. Everybody's getting tore down. Lots of celebrations. People are telling stories of the things that they experienced with Ilaria. Going over the performance she did at the end with Zeth, and just the little things here and there, celebrating her nuances and all of that. You really get the feeling that Ilaria would have definitely enjoyed being celebrated in the manner that she was, and Toblin really stepped up, and he fed everybody and kept the drinks flowing all night for free for the entire village, and you get the feeling that it cost him a pretty penny, but that he was more than willing and actually kind of proud to be able to donate the way that he did for her funeral. That it meant something to him that he could do that. The rest of you did y'all spend the night? You spent the night out in the orchard and out on the hill, or?
Yep.
Okay.
He probably would have.
Yeah, and I never left that building.
You never. Okay, so you're still at the inn.
And I stay.
But no, not the end.
No, no, he was with the
where they
boat.
took Ilaria.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I'm leaning up on a pillar outside of that building, smoking in the pipe.
Okay. And the sun's coming up, and you can see what's left of the stragglers from the party leaving the inn, pretty wasted, pretty tired. Clothes look pretty messed up. It looks like people been falling down and spilling ale and just really tearing it up for the evening. Uh, Anything in particular you guys want to do?
Yeah, Roach wants to pull out an apple and make a pipe of it, so that way he's not smoking out of this pipe that's gonna just blurt his images of his head out into the open.
Roach should
Gotcha.
have the other pipe that they took the engravings off.
Oh no,
Oh wait,
no,
that's right.
no,
it
no,
got
no, no!
destroyed,
It
right?
destroyed the pipe.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. One of you had some type of smithing skill,
Yeah, that was me.
and
Right,
you
that
wanted.
was
I
Rogar.
took all the
That was
filigree off of
Rogar.
Oh
it.
no, Gil.
Yeah, you took
Wait.
when taking the filigree off of it to put it on the other pipe destroyed the pipe that you took the filigree off of.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's got his
I thought
fancy.
so. That's why I went with the apple.
Yeah. Okay, so you made a little apple pipe. And you're smoking some of your kiff.
And that's all, folks.
And that's all. You guys gonna
We can leave it there for the
do
night.
anything? Okay. Sounds good to me.
She's basically gonna stay there for a little bit and just deal with her hangover.
Actually,
Okay.
Zethrin will probably get this bugbear super drunk. Let him get use feel. He's gonna spin him around a bunch of times, send him off.
Oh my god.
Fuck this town is, and let him run off, do whatever the fuck he wants, because they don't need the bugbear anymore. They
That's
aren't
a
gonna
free
lug it
opportunity.
around forever.
Okay, so basically you get him drunk, have your fun with him, and tell him he has his freedom.
Yeah, pretty much. Free to go run off, do something. Don't show his face to them again. or
Okay,
else,
well when
know,
you
he'll
say
die.
that to him, he's pretty fucking drunk and really confused, and he's like, "Is this a trick? Are you gonna kill me when I try to leave?"
No, he's
And
pretty
then he
drunk.
throws up all over his feet.
Yeah, he's just like, go. But after he lets the bugbear take off, whatever, he's pretty sure the damn thing can't remember where the hell he was anyway. So he'll find himself out in the middle of nowhere soon enough.
Okay, so you kind of push him off in this direction, and he takes off running, and he trips and falls, and gets back up and runs a little bit and trips and falls again, and gets back up, and he's trying to get the fuck away. Like you told him he could have his freedom. He's doing his best, but you got him really fucked up and spun him around a bunch, and
Yep.
he's having a little trouble. But he's making his way on out of town.
After that, Zeth will actually probably do a little bit of, I want to say, some investigation of his own privately. Just kind of walk around about that symbol on that note that he got earlier. With that, basically the target death threat, because he feels that might have something to do with what they might be doing soon enough. Basically wants to
Okay.
try to learn a little more about it all.
Right on. Well, we can get into that in the next session.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But for this session, we won't really get into that.
Yeah, that's fine. He's just
Well,
doing
is there anything
library
anybody
research,
else?
whatever else he can do.
Sure. Right. Well, but he's gonna do that in the middle of the night, or he's gonna do that the next day.
He's doing it in the middle of the night and the next day.
Okay.
It's not like he's running around stealing anything. He's just walking into a library, seeing what people know, seeing if anybody has any stories at the tavern. You know.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, we'll say that throughout the night you're doing that. You're asking questions, and is there anybody in particular you're approaching, or are you just kind of asking just about anybody that you come across?
Um, I'm pretty sure maybe the Lion Shield coster might know a little something. He'll probably go there to her.
Okay. Well, during the night they're all going to be at the Stonehill Inn.
Yeah, I
party.
know. They're all at the tavern, so I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much anybody that looks
Okay.
like they probably know something, a little something. At least put them in a direction.
Okay. You're asking just passerbys and stuff like that if they recognize this symbol or whatever, and nobody seems to really know what that is. Um, and you you approach Lynn from the Lion Shield Coster, and you ask her about that symbol, and she immediately uh reacts to that symbol and like puts her hand over it, like and asks you, uh what are you doing, what are you asking about this for?
What you said? What'd you say?
What are you doing, what are you asking about this for?
Bless you.
So I want to know who's behind the symbol. I mean,
she she
it's
she
pretty
cuts you
obvious.
off she cuts you off in the middle of what you're saying, and she says, this is not the time for this. This is not the place. uh we need to talk at a different time, different place.
Well, then
And
I'll find you tomorrow.
she like hurries away from you, like she doesn't want to talk to you anymore right now. She just makes haste and gets away from you. And
Alright.
you go around asking, you ask Toblin and a bunch of other people, and nobody else really knows what that symbol is. They don't recognize it at all. Lynn was the only one that gave you any kind of
Reaction towards it
reaction towards it at all.
definitely means he's gonna go see her next time.
Okay, cool. Anything anybody else wants to do before we shut down for the evening?
Thank you for your kind words.
Ilaria was a
I
piece
guess
of
towards
shit and
the
glad she's
midday,
gone.
I'm gonna go to Alderley Farm,
Okay.
get a bath, and
And a meal and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What were you saying, Roach?
Hmm?
Oh, I didn't see anything.
Or was it Ho Ho? Somebody was talking.
I was just I was just saying Ilaria's a piece of shit. I'm glad she's gone.
Oh.
Kidding. I kid.
Bitch didn't want to give me no play.
He got a kiss before she died.
He did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it was really supposed to be a kiss. I mean, that was
It was
more
a
so
kiss.
mouth to mouth to keep
Don't you
air.
dare.
We
Don't
just
you-
let him
don't
have
you-
it.
Don't you fucking dare.
Don't you dare rain on Ho Ho's parade.
This
Been
is
enough
their one
rain this
thing.
day.
But now, I can't say this, Ho-Ho. Since you got that letter, Akira's probably gonna write a few more before he starts coming down here himself if he doesn't get any response.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, we'll
I'll
we'll take
write
that.
him.
Oh God. Is it like you're gonna write him as Ilaria?
Kira opens up the letter. So what you wearing?
Oh my god.
Right.
Nope, definitely not.
Not happening.
He would definitely know that's not Ilaria. Like what
I'm
the
not that bad, okay?
hell?
She is not that bad.
She is pretty slutty.
Well, if we're done with the episode, then let's do a vote down for inspiration.
Definitely.
Who was it last time? Was it Brax?
Yeah, I believe it was Brax last time.
Yeah, because he used the advantage to skewer Gil's face with a crit. Remember?
Ah, right.
Good use of it.
Indeed.
I'm just glad you guys are using them at all.
So who's eligible for it this time? I mean, are we?
Everybody but
Yeah.
Rex.
Yeah, everyone but me.
Well, then I vote Ames because she died.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's either going to be in combat or role play, and I think this evening maybe there was just a little bit more role play than combat.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Don't give it to me. That's really stupid.
No, I was actually.
I'll give it to
saying-
Gil. He had
Well,
the
nobody
sweetest
really did
kill.
anything else. Yeah, pretty much. I think,
I think Rogar handled things pretty appropriately for what Rogar would do, even all the way down to breaking his vows about drinking.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I think my votes can lie with Rogar.
I actually kind of like that little moment where he got the letter and he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm drinking." 'Cause that's what they used to do is drink together.
Yeah.
Exactly what they used to do.
It was great.
Night.
Huh?
She said goodnight and casted her vote for Ho Ho.
Oh, no. Gil had the
Remember, guys,
highest
she
body
could-
count.
Did we have any listeners that wanted to vote?
Yeah, Bar Save the Whales is voting for Gil because he had the highest body count.
I see how it is.
All right.
Anybody else?
I would vote for Brax if he was eligible.
I was talking about the others on the side if they were watching or whatnot.
Yeah, no one else.
Okay. Looks like it's you this time, Ho Ho.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right. So
And now,
Ho-Ho's the MVP.
let's bring this somber evening to a close.
I thought it was
That's our
pretty good.
recap for next game.
Yeah.
We need to play that "I Will Remember You" song now in the background as we all fade away.
Where's the music bot?
Wyatt, I do need to talk to you for a second,
Sure.
before you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
on that.
I would like to say I wasn't trying to be pushy this evening. There was just a lot of dead spots, and Brax was just being Brax.
Oh, for sure.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
I thought you did great.
Yeah.
Brax
Actually-
pretty much stepped up to become the leader because Rogar was kind of too somber. I mean, Emily
Yeah.
is decent enough.
Hence my vote for Brax if he was eligible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he did a great job there.
I mean, Zeth wasn't well known enough to. He put
And
his
for
input
literally
into
drawing his bow and being like, "You're not fucking looting her body."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think if I had a vote, I'd vote for Gil because of his drawing of Valeria's dead body. I thought that was awesome.
The crude drawing, yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
would have voted for Gil too for turning against us, but he's not going to be here. It'd be a wasted vote.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. If he was still going to be here, I would have definitely voted Gil.
You get this when you come back from the summer, okay?
But the way things played out, it was great. It was a good evening of play. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We can definitely take that bugbear off the board now, since he's gone back.
Hey, quick question for you, Nick.
Yo.
Can you hold on for a few minutes where I can give the dogs a final walk
Oh, no, not allowed.
to go
No,
to bed?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. You said you wanted to talk to me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, we usually don't finish until like a half an hour from now, so.
Yeah.
Sure. I just didn't know if he had other plans, want to do something else or what. I
No,
just
no,
wanted
I'm
to make
fine.
sure
I
it
can
was
wait.
cool.
Yeah.
Guys, awesome job on your eulogies. I think y'all played it great. And although I know that Nico Rico is definitely capable of more of a eulogy, I think that him being drunk and just disparaged as much as he was, that I couldn't see Rogar saying much more than he did. It felt very appropriate.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys did awesome. I know there wasn't hardly any action or anything like that in tonight's game.
It was an emotionally charged episode.
It was an emotionally charged episode. I really hope that you guys did not see what came coming. I tried my best to work it that
no.
way.
I
What?
saw it to a
Huh?
point, but not to the extreme that it came.
You even asked me if my other character was ready, and I still didn't think of it.
Like,
Awesome.
whenever he asked for her to help him up, that kind of sent a flag through my mind, but I didn't think too far into it yet.
I was like, okay, I mean, Brax is right there, but sure.
Yeah, it was all shock and awe for me.
And as to why it was Ilaria, that will come to light later.
On a future episode of Critical
Exactly.
Fail.
Exactly. So you will learn that it wasn't random by any means.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. And all right, so I'll be back in a few minutes after I walk the dogs. If anybody wants to bullshit or ask questions or
I'll
anything
still
like that.
be here.
Thank you everybody in the chat for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Always
Thank you.
appreciate you guys. And
Yeah,
thank you for bearing with me
absolutely.
today.
Thanks, guys.
I had to like rebuild the stream because I lost all the stuff I had set up earlier. But hopefully it'll be up to 100% next week.
Real quick question: is DJ whatever here tonight?
DJ whatever is not.
Is
However,
not.
Bar Save the Whales is.
I was familiar with Bar Save the Whales.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually say something to both of them, but if DJ whatever's not here, this is a shout out to Bar Save the Whales. He is it's definitely our road dog. He's been around for a
Yep.
while.
Yep.
Oh no, why?
And we're really glad to have any watchers, much
Yeah,
less
for sure.
ones that come back to see future episodes. So a big shout out to you.
Yep.
Heart smiley face, bro.
Love you, man.
Appreciate
XOXO.
All of it.
Yeah, thank you
All right.
Full
Gossip
homo.
girl.
Being watched.
I'll be back in a bit, guys. And
Yeah.
Brax, you're probably not gonna be here, so you have a good night, bro.
For sure. You too.